watched a video where APC government, or like agents, were sharing palliatives to the indigents. And then I think the voiceover there was of Lege or something like that, and he was saying, yeah, this is their own. He's fighting for his own people, and he got them some crumbs for them to manage. It was so funny because if you look at it very well, before the coming of APC, people were doing well actually. Nobody wait for crumbs from anybody for him to or celebrate or enjoy. But since APC came on board, they have made the policy of poverty as they have exonerated the policy of poverty. And that's the reason why you see people are finding it difficult to survive. People are finding it difficult to manage the economy because when Tinubu took over the government, he have took will I say economic step that was so disastrous by removing fuel subsidy. Now that is the only fabric that is binding us between the have and the have-not, and he have broken the fabric, and the economy took a spiral. Now it is very difficult for them to build any policy, and the policy will be sustainable because you have destroyed the fabric of the policy that's supposed to hold the economy down, because that is just the only way an average man benefit from the shenanigans of this government. But when they came into office, they removed subsidy, and after now they keep beating their chest that they have done something good. Now that's not the point. You've removed subsidy and you said you've gotten more money, and the point is that how is that money being transformed to the benefit of the average Nigerian? Because when you say you have more money, it's not a question of how much a governor have accumulated for himself in order to help you rig election. No, it should be how much that money have been able to transform the life of an average Nigerian. That's when you beat your chest and say you have done something noble. Well, as it stands now, there's nothing noble by saying you remove fuel subsidy, and of what benefit? That's the question. Of what benefit you remove fuel subsidy and you are beating your chest that you have done that? It just goes to show how shameless and incompetent you are. Because if you remove fuel subsidy and you claim that you have enough money with you, then why is the economy at the cliff? Why is the economy at the cliff? On a regular basis, you see prices are skyrocketing. That inflation in the market is 70-something%, but not on their own statistical data. Anyways, when they want to give you a statistical data, they will tell you that the poverty have been subsidized or have been reduced to some minimal level. But that's not the point. The reality is in the market. The reality is living with the people. The reality is not from the statistics they released. When you go out there, you understand what is going on. And even them know that they're just covering up, because if not so, why are they sharing palliatives? Now they've reduced our mental, our thinking capability to just crumbs. They give you one carton of Indomie, one bag of rice, and I see people going about praising them. Because we are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. And say that chicken, they suffer from, now chicken get excess Stockholm syndrome. The moment you deal with the chicken, you remove all the feathers from it. When you give it corn, it will take the corn again and will be happy. And that is how APC have reduced our thinking capacity to a bare minimum level, that when they give you a carton of Indomie or a bag of rice, you begin to jubilate. In some cases, you don't even get up to a bag of rice, just a cup of rice. Now the question is, okay, now they give you a bag of rice or a carton of Indomie. How many days will that sustain you? How many days? And of course, how many families will be able to get that carton of Indomie you are talking about? Because even though in their method of sharing, they still play party politics. Because if you are not in their own caucus, or you've not shown loyalty that you are from APC, they don't give you. So what's the point? So you cannot see that even them understand that the economy is really biting everybody, it's really affecting everybody. And of course, we all understand that the APC government have been using poverty as a tool to control the masses. Yeah, because it is when people are poor that when you throw 1,000 at them, they begin to jubilate. It is when people are poor that when you give them a cup of rice, a carton of Indomie, or a one sachet of Indomie, they begin to jubilate, because they are already poor. They've seen worse. And so that little you give them, it seems it alleviates their pains at that moment. But after the consumption of that particular thing you've given to them, reality does come, because they go back to the reality of their lives. So it is not of any government to be giving people palliatives, except in an emergency period. You deploy policies that will benefit everybody. You don't begin to cherry pick people that you will help. And that is what this government have minimized us, have reduced us. And you hear people telling you that now God do one for me. Not be any God. That is how the system is being designed. The system that until you know somebody before you become somebody. That is a very screwed up system. A system that have to recognize or who bring who know who, man know man, before you be able to get something. And a system whereby even other genders, before they get work, they have to be bend over before they kind of very bad system that is not going to favor anybody. And that's what we are passing through. When I see people defending APC, of course I noticed that some of them defending APC just because of their own daily crumb. And APC have modernized and then have restructured their own system in such a way that whoever defends them gets a crumb from them. And for how long should we continue with this Almajiri system, where you go out with a bowl in your hand begging for government to give you a little food, and when they keep giving you, you will never be satisfied, because it is not right for them to give us fish. Rather, they should teach us how to catch fish, and that is what is sustainable. And for how long are you going to continue giving people fish? If, for instance, everybody get a job and we are living very fine, we don't need a cup of Indomie, we don't need a carton of noodles for us to vote for who we want to vote. We will get that by ourselves with a very affordable prices and all of that. But in this case, you don't have all what it takes. The economic power of every man have been collapsed. That's why in Nigeria today, is either you are rich or you are poor. The middle class have been collapsed. Some people say, no, I want to live just a stable life. I don't want much money. Just let me have 2 cars, 1 house, live a very comfortable life with my family. But as it stands now, it's either you are poor or you are rich. Because the middle class, the fabrics that bind the middle class have been broken. And everybody just managing to survive. So when I see them come about, I'll come around sharing noodles or sharing bag of rice or cups of rice. I just look at them and say, man, we are in for a very long thing. And it is unfortunate that some of these populations are not even aware of what is going on. When I see them, I begin to feel pity for them because it's going to be too tough for us going forward. And I can tell you that if this government continues to 2027, people will start crying blood. You'll be seeing tears return to blood because the draconian policies they want to implement that they have, pipe low for a little bit now. As soon as they get to 2027, they will implement it, and they don't care whether you feel you are comfortable with it or not. You got to face it. That's when you see banks will begin to steal as excess as enough in your account in the name of one tax or the other that the government has implemented. It's going to be bad, right? I'm sure that something will happen before that time. Thank you for watching. Please do well to share this video. Bye.